Yes,
How
ma'am.
old is Mr. Parks?
35.
So he's good and grown.
I'm sorry, not 35. He's 43. I'm sorry. Mixing
He's
my
good,
up.
as the old people say, good and grown.
Yes, ma'am.
He should be able to handle his affairs.
Yes, ma'am. He should.
So this is no longer your responsibility. It's Mr. Parks' responsibility. And when I see him, we can talk about it and get it worked out.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're
And I'm
welcome.
trying to get him to at least.
Now, it's not your responsibility. Mr.
I know.
Parks is the only one who has jail on the line. If he does not have enough gumption to get himself to court, either through video or in person, you're trying to save him is just a handicap. Because what happens if you're not available to save him? All right. So, ma'am, why are you here on behalf of Mr. Parks instead of Mr. Parks?
I'm trying to get this application to cooperate. I sent him the notification that he was supposed to come for court using Zoom, but he's not tech savvy, and neither am I. And because as you can see, it took a moment for me to even unmute and then come to screen where I could show video. So that may be what the problem is. He was supposed to be in on,
Where is he?
let's see, 2 o'clock.
Where is he?
He's He's working at a friend's house. They're helping put up some barns or something. Some not barns, but tool shed.
Okay, why didn't he know beforehand that he had trial? Or I mean, he had an appearance.
Yes, ma'am. He does know. I sent him the notification. I was trying to contact him.
Okay,
That's
so ma'am, hold on a second.
all right.
This is what we women do for the men in our lives all the time. We try and fix it for them. But he's grown. And so if he knew ahead of time that he was supposed to be here, there are two options. You can come to court or you can come in by video. Either way, he should have been in court today. I don't care that he's working at somebody's house and all of that there. His responsibility was to be in court, number one. Number two, the calendar that he was on is a calendar because he has missed one or more court dates previously. It's a bench warrant bond forfeiture calendar. So he's already in bench warrant status. That was for the opportunity for him to clean that up. And sending you is not going to fix it. So he's still in bench warrant status. He could be picked up at any time and returned to jail. He needs to appear with his attorney in court, in the building. Video is no longer an option for him.
I beg your pardon, ma'am. Apologies and no disrespect. To my knowledge, he doesn't even have a lawyer.
Okay, but he needs to show up.
Yes, ma'am. And I'm trying to reach him. I've been trying to see if he would activate the Zoom. I've been trying to explain to him he has to come in through Zoom, but I haven't received any response from him. So I'm actually surprised that I was able to even come over on Zoom at this point because I'm trying desperately. Like I said, I didn't even know. I realized the time and I realized the date like at 1:24 and realized that we
How
were
old is Mr. Parks, ma'am?
and realized we were past
Ma'am,
due. Yes,
how
ma'am.
old is Mr. Parks?
35.
So he's good and grown.
I'm sorry, not 35. He's 43. I'm sorry. Mixing
He's
my
good,
up.
as the old people say, good and grown.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
he should be able to handle his affairs.
Yes, ma'am. He should.
So this is no longer your responsibility. It's Mr. Parks' responsibility. And when I see him, we can talk about it and get it worked out.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're
And I'm
welcome.
trying to get him to at least.
Now, it's not your responsibility. Mr.
I know.
Parks is the only one who has jail on the line. If he does not have enough gumption to get himself to court, either through video or in person, you're trying to save him is just a handicap. Because what happens if you're not available to save him? He's got to be motivated on his own.
Yes, ma'am.
We keep trying to save men and boys, and what we do is we turn them into people who can't function in life.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is his responsibility.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a
We'll see
good
you
day.
then.
And
You
I do
too.
apologize for
That's
the
okay.
time I took too. Thank you.
All right.
If you're finding this story captivating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more gripping true crime content. Your support means a lot. Thank you.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm looking. I still do have a question for you, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
And that is that if we are in a civil court, the jurisdiction, right now, that was what my question was about. And I guess I need a little help with you explaining the jurisdiction to me. This is a civil matter.
Okay.
And I'm asking for it to be dismissed because of that. We don't have a complaint from a person who's injured or that injured person here.
Well,
And
the complaint is on behalf of the municipality or the county where the alleged red light or crossing guard ticket was given. So it is a civil matter, but it doesn't mean that there aren't civil penalties that attach to that. The opportunity that you have here today is what is called an appeal. So what you're doing is appealing your citation and offering evidence that says you either didn't do it, somebody else did it, or that what happened on camera shows that you shouldn't be liable for the citation and any amounts adhering to that citation. So this is your opportunity to show that either it didn't happen or it didn't happen like the citation says it happened, or appeal in some way to the state or to the court. So I'm not going to just dismiss it because it's civil. That's not going to happen. So you keep bringing that up, and I'm not sure who told you that that was what you should do, but that, you know, a lot of times we get information from the internet or from people who don't know what they're talking about.
well, I know that, like, the case, for example, is $250, and under my Seventh Amendment right, because it's more than $20, I have a right to a trial by jury. So that's
Where you get that, ma'am?
from our Seventh Amendment.
Wait, read me that part where it says if it's over $20, you get a trial by jury.
Are you challenging that, Your Honor? That is not the case, is what you're saying?
No, I'm asking you to tell me what you're reading, because see, a lot of times we get folk who are what we call sovereign citizens, and y'all have this whole panoply of information that y'all get from the internet or from somebody who told you, or one lady told me she paid to join a Native American nation so that she could get the benefit of not being a citizen of the United States, and a traffic offense wouldn't adhere to her. And it's a lot of foolishness out there, ma'am. And it seems that you've been taken advantage of by somebody who has given you some of that foolishness. And what I'm trying to say is, what you're telling me is not right, but you seem to want to challenge me. I'm not here to be challenged. I'm asking you where you get that information, so I'll know where you went wrong, or whoever told you that.
I thought that as under my Seventh Amendment that I had a right to a trial. A trial.
Not for this. No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Do you want to appeal this at all? Because I'm giving you the opportunity to talk to somebody, and then if you can't reconcile it with them, then have me look at it. But you won't even get to that point because you keep coming back to this thing that I tell you it's not going to work.
Okay, yeah, I haven't made a plea, so that's why I thought we were.
There's no plea. It's not criminal.
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right. So did you want to go into the breakout room, ma'am?
Yeah. Let me.
Okay.
Hold a second. I'll get there.
For Miss County, that would be granted. Miss County's appeal would be granted.
All right. See, it worked out anyway, Miss County. All righty. We'll get you you got her email address. We'll go ahead and send the appeal. And you're good to go. Thank you.
All right.
Mr. White, I'm sorry.
Yes, Mr. White.
Your Honor, Miss Barrett is back. She wishes to change her plea to no contest and accept the state's offer.
Does she now? Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, she does.
Miss Barrett, see, what we're not going to do is start talking to me like I'm crazy and that you don't have no sense, because I have very little patience. It's lunchtime and I haven't eaten. And so when my blood sugar drops, my anger goes up. So what we're not going to do is play these games, because I'm always going to win.
Or
I'm going to need you to stop talking. I'm going to need you to stop talking because you're being rude. Okay, you're gonna learn how to address me. Hold on a second. I need to take a moment. I'll be right back.
It was in reference to a domestic disturbance. At that time, the officer met with the victim, Mr. Jermaine Bagley, Bagley, who advised that the defendant, Ms. Barrett, had, excuse me, had essentially broken up some items in the house. The officer was able to observe the living room to be in complete disarray. And the defendant at that time appeared to be out of breath and pacing back and forth. The officer was able to speak with both the victim and the defendant, who advised that she was destroying items in the house, and then they got into an altercation, a verbal altercation argument. She was throwing things around the house, and that she refused to clean up the mess that she had made. And the officer did take her into custody, Your Honor. The state is recommending 12 months to serve 3 days credit for the time that the defendant was in custody, and the balance be probated for the defendant to take an anger management course. The victim, to my knowledge, is not requesting restitution, but is on and does wish to speak, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Bagley, I need to see you, sir. Oh, there you are. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Go ahead and tell me what you need me to hear, sir.
Yana, I really don't need you to hear anything. I'm just trying to go ahead and get this over with. I did have some things that was destroyed. I tried to get Allie to pay me back for the things because I had to get somebody to help me clean up the things that she did. That's pretty much it. That's
all right.
it.
Y'all don't have any reason to continue to have contact. Is that correct, sir?
No, we don't.
Okay. All righty. All right, Mr. White, anything on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we just ask that you accept a negotiated plea in this case.
All right, Ms. Barrett, I need to see you. All right, so Ms. Barrett, I'm going to accept your plea of nolo. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 3 days credit for time served, but the balance will be probated for you to take an anger management class. The probation office has a list of anger management classes that the court will accept, so just don't Google one because it may not be one that the court will take into account.
Are they going to be here in Gwinnett County?
I'm sorry?
Will they be here in Gwinnett County?
No, ma'am. They're in Clayton County. That's where the crime was committed.
Okay, well, when I had talked to Mr. White, he said that they were options for them to not be there because, once again, I don't live in Clayton County.
My understanding is that with probation, they're typically able to allow anger management to be done outside of Clayton if somebody lives in a different county. From my experience working with probation, Your Honor.
Yeah, but she still has to report, Mr. White, and I usually try not to promise anything on behalf of probation because I don't know all of their procedures and I don't like to make their lives hard. That's not what I do. And so when I say I'm going to put her on probation, then that I let Mr. Carmichael and the probation officers inform her of how things will work. And so yeah, I don't have a problem if she takes a class that is not based in Clayton County, as long as it is approved by probation, but she still got to report to probation. And that's going to be the sticking point, it seems, because she keeps saying that she's in Gwinnett County. That's neither here nor there for me. She's still got to report to probation.
Okay.
And as I tell everyone, failure to report to probation is the quickest way to get rearrested.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, so Ms. Barrett, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Mr. Carmichael, and you can. All right, thank you, Mr. Carmichael. Let me put my psychic hat on. You gonna tell
Thank
me
you.
that
Your Honor, I can be excused.
Yes, sir. Miss Barrett
Thank
didn't
you.
come into the breakout room.
No. She's in the breakout room, but she's kind of struggling to give me the answers that I need to bring her on the probation.
Oh, well then, okay. What is it you need? In fact,
I'm trying to work with her. She says that she's on parole in Gwinnett County, and I'm trying to get why she's on there is for the reason for probation, and she's failing to provide that answer.
Miss Janvier, you got her record. You know why she's on parole?
I'm sorry to trouble you.
No, you're not troubling me, sir. We are partners in getting these cases resolved.
If you can't find it, then I'll just have to ask the probation officer to look into it.
No, hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I have an updated criminal history. No moment.
Okay.
I have
Mr. White, did you want me to put you in the breakout room so you maybe could give her a sense of who she's messing with? Because I really am not the one. I have advised her in open court that she is to meet with probation and get probation sign up. But if she's not going to actively sign up with probation, then I can go ahead and hit her with them 20 days of contempt that I feel right at the tip of my fingers. Miss Val, you still got one of them orders hanging around somewhere?
Oh, Your Honor, I don't know if this is it, but it might be she said Gwinnett County?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a theft by shoplifting, maybe?
Yeah.
And Your Honor, I did just speak with Miss Barrett. She said that she just simply didn't understand the question. I could go in there with her to hopefully potentially explain
why don't you
anything.
do that? Because I think Miss Barrett understands fully what's going on. She just being hard-headed, and tell her she's just making things more difficult. Because outside of this sentence, if she is in direct contempt of the court, she can get 20 days right off the bat. And I will send somebody to Gwinnett to pick her up if she needs help.
Understood,
If
Your
she
Honor.
can't make it to Clayton County, we will provide county-sponsored Uber.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
The officer met with a Mr. Stanley Glass, who advised that his neighbors, the defendant, Mr. Coney, and another male, were knocking on doors. And the officer had the opportunity to speak with the defendant as well as the other individual, and they advised they were trying to get their neighbors, ask neighbors to buy something for them with an ID. The officer at that time asked for the other individual's ID. He provided his ID. He asked the defendant, Mr. Coney, for his ID. He said he did not have one. Then he asked for his name, date of birth, and he provided that his name was Joel Vinson, and his date of birth was October the 9th of 2021. The state is recommending 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit for the time they served, the balance to be suspended, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Hahn?
Your Honor, we ask that you accept the state's recommendation. I did speak to Mr. Coney about the dangers of using somebody else's name. He understands that. He understands the risk, and he assures me that it will not happen again. So again, we just ask that you accept the recommendation.
All right, Mr. Coney, you don't want anybody putting charges on you using your name. Don't do that to somebody else. That's horrible. Yes, somebody could get into a very serious and dangerous situation because they know that they don't have charges, and you're out there giving their name, and the next thing you know, they have a very negative encounter with law enforcement. And that's not fair to law enforcement or to that person. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. How old are you, Mr. Corey?
22 years old.
So, Mr. Corey, you're in that phase that my sister has this phrase. She said, you're in that 20 stupid phase. But we do real dumb stuff when we're in our 20s, especially like until we get about 27. We make real dumb decisions. And I'm including myself in that. So what I say to you is, sir, you got to think twice when you do something, because some things have some very long-term consequences. Okay. You don't want to spend the rest of your life coming back and forth in an orange jumpsuit because you can't think through the consequences of what you're doing today. Everything you do today is going to resonate and have a consequence 5, 10, 15 years from now. The longer your criminal record gets, the harder your life will be when you're older. And I'm not trying to make my life hard. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So it might be fun and cool and you chilling, you getting away with stuff now, but when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, your life gonna be real hard. Don't make your life hard for some simple like fun or shenanigans you're doing now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 30 days. Credit for time served. Balance will be suspended. That's on count 2 in exchange for your NOLO plea. Count 1 is a null pros. You can go back with the sheriff's office, and if nothing is holding you, then you'll be free to go soon. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Think about what I said.
This wasn't just a routine day in court. It was a lesson in responsibility, in accountability, and in the reality of the justice system. From a mother trying to protect her grown son to defendants who thought they could outmaneuver the law. Every case carried the same underlying message. Sooner or later, you have to face the consequences of your actions. And Judge Hayward, she wasn't there to punish. She was there to make sure they understood why they were standing in her courtroom in the first place. Because at the end of the day, the law doesn't bend for excuses, misinformation, or delays. It demands the truth. And in this courtroom, the truth was non-negotiable.
Thank you for joining us in uncovering the chilling details of this case. If this story has left you disturbed or reflective, please share your thoughts and reflections. Remember to like, subscribe, and stay with us as we continue to explore the stories that reveal the darkest sides of human behavior. Together, we keep these lessons alive, ensuring the voices of victims are never forgotten. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe or follow.